So let's look at the two-hand front choke defense, the first technique in Helio Gracie's 40-lesson curriculum. 40 lessons, about 3 to 5 techniques per lesson for a total of roughly 120 to 150 moves. I think at one point I counted them, it was somewhere 146, 143, I don't remember exactly. In any event, the very first scenario that Helio creates is one in which an attacker approaches you on the street, on the home, in school, wherever you are, and just tries to crush your neck like this, right? And of course, it's sudden, and it's violent, and it can cause a serious problem if you don't understand how to respond. So Helio's response against this attack is this. All right, what happened here? A lot more going on than it appears, but very simple in its approach. When Nate grabs me around the neck, even though his hands are strong, the hands themselves have weak points and strong points. The fingers can join together and create this crushing motion, but in order for him to choke me, look how the thumb is off on its own. And the thumb happens to be, physiologically, the weakest part of the hand. So if I could somehow apply some pressure against the thumb, it's harder for Nate to hold on to me with just his two thumbs, despite the good grip that he has around the back of my neck with his other 8 digits. All right? One way that we have to make this effective is to make sure that we remain in balance. So everything in Helio's Jiu-jitsu comes from the ground up, literally. It's all about the principles of base, right? Base means that my balance is distributed throughout my body equitably, so that I'm literally grounded or rooted in a way that I can't be shaken. Helio's based position here, as soon as the person grabs the neck, of course, to offer a little protection, we protect the chin. We protect the neck by tucking the chin, and we tense the neck muscles. And you can do that by just, tensing the neck muscles, right? Or you can shrug the shoulders a little bit. You can do both. You can tuck the chin. When you do all three, that's very strong. Tense the neck muscles, tuck the chin, squeeze the shoulders. This is a very condensed form of muscular constriction that helps to, at least for a couple seconds, stave off some of the aspects of the choke. If I do this, though, and I'm still falling and my feet are crossed, then he has a huge advantage. I may end up on the ground, right? So as soon as my neck is touched and I tuck my chin and squeeze my neck muscles and shrug my shoulders, I also want to relax and flex my knees and keep my hips centered over my feet, which are about shoulder width apart. You don't have to look down and measure how far apart your feet are. Just get into a position where you are not going to be swayed too far to the left, the right, the forward, or the back. Right? That's all. Balance yourself over your body with soft knees and relaxed hips. Question is, how do you do that while you're being attacked? How am I supposed to relax my hips? It's not about instantly being able to respond to an aggressive situation based only on the technique. It's about training repetitively the technique so often that in the course of time, it's very comfortable for you when you're grabbed around the neck, and you automatically condition your body to respond in this way. So that's why repetition is important in these techniques. Helio once said that in order to train a technique, you should really do it, I think he said 10,000 times. Then you can begin to understand it. Right? So again and again and again, we should repeat this. So when this happens, I tuck the chin, I shrug the shoulders, I tense the neck muscles, and I drop into a base. My feet are comfortably wide, my knees are soft, and my hips are relaxed and centered over my body. You can put your hands here to protect your face, because at any moment he could let go and punch me. So at least there's something in the way. Right? Another option is, and this is what Heuler, Helio's son, teaches, to put the hands here like this, because despite holding me here and the hands being frozen, Nate could knee me in the face. Right? So Heuler will do this, or this. Something in between the knee and the face. So hands up, or hands here, or forearm here. And as I bend at the waist, go back now to this weak part of the thumb theory. Weak part of the hand being the thumb theory. If I try to take my head directly out and Nate holds on tightly, he just grips with his strength and he can follow me everywhere. And you see when my shoulders go behind my hips, it's a compromised base, right? I'm already falling backwards. So after I tuck my chin and shrug my shoulders and tense my neck muscles and make my base solid and protect myself from the knee or from the punch, I'm just going to bend directly over at the waist as if I'm taking a bow. And what happens? Nate can only follow me so far before the thumbs, being weak, can no longer support the entire body. And once I get below that grip, that's potentially when I'm in danger of being hit by the knee, right? Or even an uppercut. So just have something here. And now I'm so far away, I need to change my angle. So I step back on one side. And I continue to take my head out. And as I do, I'm already protected, right? From getting punched or kicked in the face. Right here. I just have some wall between me and him. You see how when I changed my feet, I went from this base position into another base position. So the base is going to be the constant. You always, always, always remain in base. Whenever you move around, move from a base to a base. Be solid with soft knees and the hips centered over the feet. Never cross the feet, or you may fall. Once this first part happens, protecting my neck with all the muscle tension, tucking the chin, shrugging the shoulders, protecting the face or the blows from the knee, drawing a line straight down until I go beyond the thumbs. And I move my head back and I step into this other base, I'm perfectly loaded to deliver an elbow. All I have to do is step back forward from where I came. We often talk about how jiu-jitsu is restricted to just grappling. Helio Gracie's jiu-jitsu system is not restricted to just grappling. There are strikes that occur throughout the jiu-jitsu. This is one of them. Why should we not respond with a strike? This person just tried to grab you around the neck and choke you. Is it sufficient to just escape? Right? If you're an attacker and your mind is intent on harming another person, right? Would it be okay for Nate if I just did this? Why wouldn't he continue to come at me? The chances are he would. After all, he was bold enough to grab me around the throat in the first place. Just removing my hands from the throat, he's going to want to get them back on there. As he does, where is he going to be moving? Forward, towards me, right? And as Nate starts to dip in towards me, I'm already back. And here's where we connect. Elbow and face. So it's a nice response because the attacker's always going to be coming in. And as you're moving away and the attacker's coming in, all of a sudden here, right, here's the attacker, here's me, and the attacker's moving in, and I'm retreating. And now the attacker's still coming forward, and then all of a sudden I change direction and boom. That's where he gets caught. Are you going to knock the person out with this? Probably not. Especially if you're bigger than they are, you're probably not going to be attacked by them in the first place. HELIO'S Jiu-Jitsu is for smaller, weaker people to adequately defend themselves and survive against bigger, stronger people. If you're bigger and stronger, you're probably not going to get attacked by a smaller, weaker person in the first place. If you do, this still works. But for those of you who are smaller and weaker than your bigger, stronger attacker, you may not knock the attacker out with this movement, but it's a deterrent, or maybe even a distraction, or maybe something that just puzzles them long enough for you to get away and get help or remove yourself from the situation to a safe distance, right? That's the point. The point is not the knockout, right? You don't have the power as a smaller, weaker person to knock them out anyway. Maybe you do, maybe you get lucky, maybe you catch them right where it counts and they get knocked out. But at the very least, you're going to be showing, one, a fighting spirit. And attackers on the street don't want to bother with people who fight back too much. That alone is a deterrent because it's supposed to be easy for them to dominate you, get your money, or perhaps assault you in some other way, and then move on, right? If you're showing that resistance, by the time that's all happening, help could arrive, the authorities could arrive. That's too much time for them. They don't need to be there when that goes on. So the more you can fight, the better. But if you don't know how to fight or how to respond, there's a very, very good chance of you ending up hurt worse than you would have been had you complied or cooperated, right? And you could end up unconscious and then make them more angry. You don't know what's going to happen then. So that's why it's important to have some type of system with which to respond, both technically, and it makes you aware of your space. It makes you aware of everything, the relationship with the people around you. So in this instance, I already made the mistake of letting the guy get too close to me and grab my throat. So as soon as this happens, tuck the chin, shrug the shoulders, tense the neck muscles, right? And then face. Protect your face, protect yourself from being hit in the knee. Draw a line straight down until you break through the thumbs. And then step back and you're going to complete the letter U right here with your head. Protecting your face and then stepping back in to throw the elbow. All right? Let's look at it from a rear angle here. And then from this side. And then one more. Watch the shape of your head. It should move straight down and then travel like a U. If you try to pull your head out before it breaks the grip of the thumbs, you're in trouble. It's very easy for the person to follow you. So just make, this is the biggest mistake people will make in this movement, is they'll do this, and try and get out right here, right? And maybe be successful, but look what happens. As soon as I get it right here, Nate grabs again, right? How long can you take that tight pressure on your neck? Take the head all the way down, all the way down. This is okay. You're still safe here. The guy may even be wondering, where the heck did he go? It's such a drastic movement. All the way down, and now the letter U comes right here. And then I'm back with the elbow. Make sense? Okay, let's go.